Cowgirl Kind is a beef tallow skincare business based on high quality, small batches made with care and intention. All ingredients are carefully and thoughtfully sourced for the highest quality. It is an incredibly effective product. Cowgirl Kind is locally owned and handmade by Melinda Kirkby. Visit cowgirlkind.com. At Arena Mindset, we are empowering athletes to transform their lives by cultivating grit, resilience, purpose, and authenticity. We believe the mind is an athlete's most powerful tool, and by overcoming the challenges of mental performance, they can build unshakable confidence and achieve success in every arena of life. For more information, you can find us at arenamindset.net or on our Facebook page. We kind of skipped some steps. I want to circle back. So you're working with Barbara Hodges, and then what is next from there?
So, we had a lot of horses at Barbara's, and she did all the feeding. Her and Jan did all the feeding and caring for the horses and stuff, and my job was to show up and ride as many as I could ride in a day. And I felt like I was making too much work for Barbara for her age. So I started kind of migrating a few of my horses, my own horses, to my house and riding them there, and migrating some of my clients that I knew wouldn't care to my house, just to lighten the load for Barbara. And then over the next couple years, just gradually migrated to my house and was training out of my house, and still going over to Barbara's and helping her with her horses in the morning, because I did not want to leave her high and dry, but I was trying to make it less work for her.
Right.
And kind of just phased out.
So you just kind of gradually worked your way out onto your own then?
Yeah.
Not like a deciding moment?
No, it was probably over like 2 years, maybe 3 years.
Oh, okay.
And then she got another assistant, and I still went and helped her, get on some colts and stuff before her assistant would get on them and that sort of thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So when in all of this, so you guys met because of the ranch rodeo. Mm-hmm. So were you already out on your own when that happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It was a couple years.
You were still going.
No, I was still going back and forth to Barbara's.
Yeah, because I went to Barbara's a couple times for lessons.
Nice.
It was probably right in the middle of that transition.
Gotcha. Yeah. So what year did you guys get married?
15.
15? Wow. So this is your 10-year, huh?
Yeah.
Well, a little side note, today's my 20-year anniversary.
Congratulations.
I know. It makes me feel really old saying that out loud. I'm like, 20 years? I'm not old enough to be married for 20 years. That's terrible. But yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. So 10 years you guys have been together. And so...
We've been married 10.
Married 10.
We've been together like 19.
Oh, whoa, you guys were together that long before
we
you
don't
were...
really talk about our dating.
Oh.
I wasn't a very good boyfriend. I'm a much better husband.
Much better. Well, at least you learned. It took you 9 years, but you got him trained.
It was just the commitment part, like how serious you really wanted.
I got really busy in the summers and would forget.
Very bored.
You'd forget. I just forgot. Wow. That's funny.
Yeah. It's super funny.
He's like, can you see me laughing right now? This is great. 9 years. You are a patient, understanding
woman. I
woman.
just warmed down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, he's like, she's not leaving.
He's like, wow, I guess she's here to stay.
Yeah.
Back to that, I'm not very smart. I take a while to train.
Well, I'm glad it worked out because you guys are great together. But
thank you.
So 19 years total, 9 together. So through that initial 9, are you guys living together and growing the business together, or are you
off and on? Like, well, I was working for Dina.
Off and on. That sounds really bad.
Let's be clear. The relationship was not off and on.
Yeah, towards the end of it, when you were still working for Dina.
Yeah.
We were living together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I left her, and then I I worked at the mine, and I worked at the senior center, and
Gotcha.
worked at Pine Nut, and did different things, and then
The mining is kind of a big industry in your guys' area, isn't
yes,
it?
and it pays really well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really sucky job, though.
Well, those are one of those that pay really well
Yes.
because they
Yes.
suck really bad. Yeah.
Yeah, and I worked in the lab, and it was just like the chemicals and all that was, and like cement. It was, and then it was like an hour and a half drive one way, and we put in 10 hours, and the one thing the mine did teach me is like, because I was always like, I'm not going to show unless I can practice, right? Like, and then I was upset because I wasn't showing because I didn't really have time to practice.
That
like,
didn't cause any marital strife.
No.
no, it was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
then it was like what I finally started doing is like when I had, because I was 3 days on, 4 days off, and then vice versa so I kind of like could go over what he had told me, like lead changes and that type of stuff. So like at the mine when we were doing mindless stuff, I'd go over like coming to center, set your horse up. Like I'd just go over my runs over and over and over just to get through the day. Like so I could go show.
That's funny. That's what I do while I'm driving. Like, I get bored when I'm driving. And so I'll be like loping through a pattern while I'm driving down the road to the point where I'm like, whoa, and I like sit down in my seat, I'm like, people driving by probably think I've lost my mind, but
That's all right.
but I do think there's value in
Yes,
that, right? Like,
yes.
sometimes when you have the work-life balance to master outside of just riding your horse, that's the best you can do.
Yeah.
And most of the time, it's been in my personal experience, I need the practice more than my horse.
Right.
So that's probably wise anyways to practice without him occasionally.
Yeah, it's probably a lot better for them. We had when we were roping, I had one horse, and it was like that poor. He was a saint, just a saint. Like I have a hard time like knowing where my spot is, and he would just like run after. Like that horse he was phenomenal, but it was like thank you for doing that for me. Like just run after run and
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like I feel like everybody deserves a couple of those in their lifetime,
Yes.
like that just help them reach the next level in spite of ourselves.
Yeah, I've had my share. Like, I think they've all, like, and that's like, they've all had a special, like, they're all amazing. They're all great in my eyes. Like, even the ones that didn't make, a great show horse, but like on a ranch, like, you never had to kick him. You're just like, and like would go all day. Like, they all have a purpose and they all have a special spot
Yep.
for me.
I agree with you. There's something to learn from every one of them
Yes,
too.
yes.
Yeah. Even the ones that maybe are challenging, or you're probably learning the most from those ones, honestly.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I've had a few that have taught me a lot, that's for sure. And I think we all owe them all a debt of favor.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
So you guys growing the business together. Tell me a little bit about those early days of Lee Stock Horses. How did you guys focus on the growth of the business?
It was panel corrals and,
Yeah.
just making it work. And, when I first started, I didn't even have a drag for our arena. I had, a little harrow that I harrowed it. And now we have a Kaiser, and we have pipe corrals, and they all have shades. And
We actually have a barn.
we have somewhere to saddle out of the sun and rain and snow. And so that's really nice.
Yeah.
We owe a lot of credit to your dad.
Absolutely. My dad is,
Like, amazing.
yeah.
Like, his thought process, his welding, his ability of putting things together.
And I mean, we didn't just let him do it by himself, but he can think things, he can picture how he thinks it should work before we ever build it. And like, it always is exactly how you want it when you do build it, because he's just that way.
Thought it out. He's got a little bit of an engineering mind.
Yeah,
All those days of construction that you mentioned, probably.
Yeah.
job,
He can do
project
anything.
management.
Yeah.
One of those
Oh yeah.
trades, like any trade, any skill.
He can literally do anything: build saddles, weld, ride, rope.
And is cut out. Like,
Yeah, he does. He's very artistic, so he does like metal cutout designs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's
made
quite an
several
individual.
signs for different people throughout the valley, and like, yeah.
That's cool. It's nice to have somebody in your corner like that
Yeah.
can kind of help. Because it's one of those things, like I know in my experiences, you try to plan out a property and if you don't have some good guidance, boy, there's a lot of doing and redoing, and
Right.
that's expensive
Right.
and
Right.
timely, and yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, that's
And some of it can't be redone without redoing the whole thing.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a few decisions that I made early on. My husband and I made early on our property. That's like, it is what it is now. So you just have to figure out how to work around it. You know.
Yeah.
So.
But there was lots of that, and just trying to balance, the life that we don't have outside of training horses with training horses, and all of that is something that I think every trainer struggles with. And
Yeah.
Well, they're our hobby, like that. They're our life. So like
right.
everything we do, like we don't vacation. We went to Hawaii one year. We're like, yes, we're gonna get our coffee and sit on the beach and watch the sun come up.
Imagine
Yeah.
him sitting.
Well, he had to go for a run first.
Yeah, because I woke up at like 3 a.m. and rolled over and rolled over and rolled over. So I went for a run, and then I went and got our coffee, and like, we'll sit on the beach and watch the sun come up.
That lasted
We
5
sat
minutes.
at like 5 minutes, and we're like, so now what do you want to do?
We have an entire day and no agenda.
Right.
Yeah. I feel like this industry kind of attracts people like that because I know I'm that way. Like, I have to be busy all the time. Downtime stresses me out. It does not relax me at all. Do you guys feel that way?
I would like to have some downtime every once in a while.
Would you, though? Would you take advantage of it if you
I'd
had
probably
it?
just sleep.
You are a busy guy. Like, we kind of glanced over your schedule. You just wrapped up the Winnemucca show, and then you were in Glens Ferry for a couple days riding with Annie Reynolds, and now you're here, and then you guys are headed to the Derby next, right?
Yeah, we'll leave here Sunday night when I'm done showing in the 2 Rein. We'll go home, and I'll leave at 4 in the morning for Scottsdale. And then we will leave Scottsdale, and I will come back home for the Winnemucca show that we put on. And I will leave Winnemucca and go straight to Powell Butte for a youth clinic that I'm helping with. And we'll have 1 week home, and then we'll go to another clinic that I'm entered in.
Oh, yeah.
And then Gem State. And then we have like a week home, and then Gem State. And then
I think our cowboy clinic is directly after that.
well, it's the end of July,
Yeah.
1st of
August.
So in the next 2-ish months, 2.5 months, you're home for what, 2 weeks?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's a good thing I have a phenomenal crew at home that
You
keeps
do.
things rolling.
Well, and you guys roll into these with a pile of horses, and I know a lot of them are maybe not even necessarily getting shown sometimes as so much as just rode.
Well, we brought 10 head here, and only one won't be shown.
Okay.
And then our non-pros brought their own horses here.
So you have 10 that your crew is
Our
showing.
crew,
Yeah.
Between B and I and Anthony and Tate. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because you have 2 traveling assistants
Yeah.
that go with you and have their show horses.
Yeah, they have their own show horses. And I feel like that's really important for them to learn the show aspect of it as well as the training aspect of it. And that also comes from Barbara.
Well, it seems like you've done a good job of preparing them for it, though. I feel like
I
they're.
hope so.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they're both hands and good people for sure.
we have
they're-
a great.
Yeah. And our gal that stays home and cleans stalls and feeds and stuff, Heather, she's phenomenal. And
We couldn't do it without any of them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it takes a village
For sure.
to keep me grown up.
Seriously, I mean, I don't know how anybody could do it without like a good solid group
Yeah.
of people they could rely on.
Yeah.
It is so much. You guys have to be gone so many weeks a year, and I don't know how you do it. And it's fortunate that you guys can travel together,
Right.
Right.
because that would just be really, really, really difficult, I would imagine.
Sometimes it's a little tight in the living quarters when all of us are bunking. But
Do occasionally Anthony and Tate have to be in there with you guys
Oh,
too?
yeah.
Oh
They
boy, that
stayed
is
with us
tight.
when we
In
went to
Glens
Annie's.
Ferry.
Yeah.
Did they? Okay, so I was wondering because we were parked next to you
next door.
guys, but then I thought I heard something about you two having an Airbnb, and I was like, oh, they must have let Anthony and Tate have the living
oh, no,
quarters.
it
Oh,
looked
no.
like the clown car coming up.
Oh my
In the
God.
morning, the door flew
Dang,
open.
I
and they just
missed
kept
it. I just saw
falling
you
out.
all, yeah, bumbling out of the
But they're
door.
good.
Oh,
Like the
yeah.
boys are really good. Like
They're respectful of
yes,
everything.
Yes,
Yeah,
they are. But they're very good. Like we couldn't do it without them.
yeah. No, you guys all seem to have a really good group and a really good rapport with each other. Yeah, it's good because when you are in that tight of quarters with people, I would assume you have to get along very well.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So, you're showing 9 here with all, and plus coaching all of your 9 non-pros, correct?
Yep.
Well, your group is showing 9, I should say. And then, are you taking that same group of horses and non-pros to the Derby, or are there?
Actually, I'm going solo with 2 Derby horses, and I'm going to take my futurity horses down there to ride.
Oh, okay.
And I'll jump in, or my 3 futurity horses to ride. And I'll meet up with Jimmy Van Bell and some friends and travel down there. But no,
Nice.
the rest of the crew is all staying home and be staying home.
We're still, kitting out goats and still have mares to breed and
Yeah.
and like the guys need to ride and
Mm-hmm.
there's just still a lot going on this year. So
And
Well-
I'm sure all my non-pros will want to come for lessons while I'm
Oh,
gone.
yeah.
So Anthony
get ready
and
for
Tate will
Winnemucca.
have to get them ready
Yeah.
for Winnemucca while I'm gone.
Yeah, gotta keep the machine moving along
Yep.
there. Yeah. And you guys, I'm glad you touched base on that. You guys have quite the breeding program going on as well, don't you? How many foals do you have on the ground this year?
We have 9 on the ground this year, and we did ICSI on a bunch of mares on 3 of our show horses this year, and so we have 10 embryos implanted already, as well as our mares that we normally just breed. So next year's going to be kind of crazy.
Kind of
We'll have a
crazy.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's exciting, all the babies that we did. Those are mares that we showed, some of them I even showed their mother, and then now them, and now their babies are on the ground. Like Dolly, I showed her mother, Reba. I showed Reba, then Dolly, and now we have Dolly's 2-year-old. So it's 3 generations deep now that we're getting to train those horses, and the differences and the similarities and personalities. It's phenomenal.
It's fun.
I bet it gives you a little bit of a nice advantage in some ways of knowing the mare,
Right.
knowing those tendencies, kind of preparing yourself. And then also probably, I'm sure you use that knowledge to choose which stud you breed to, which stallion you choose.
Right. And the other thing is we've been marketing some of the colts too, and it's been so much fun. Like Fredericks, I think they have 5 or 6 colts that are out of those mares, either of Dars or Janet's, and to see the a different trainer train those horses and how they would do it differently, and how the horses
Look and
look and,
Yeah.
and feel and yada
Yeah.
yada, and I've even been on some of Matt's that he had
yeah.
from us and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's fun.
That would be fun.
Absolutely.
And I've heard them say some very, very nice things about your guys' breeding program and your horses. And we all know Matt's had some great success in the show pen. So
Yeah, they're great.
And
Yeah.
and most of the brood mares are not ours. They're Janet's. She's our major client for our open horses, but she, helps us with our breeding program too. And
Well, she's good at letting you know.
she lets me make a lot of decisions on studs with which mares, and like
allowing us to do the ICSI on
Right. Our mares that we've shown and won good money on, we can't afford to breed them the way she's allowing us to breed them and
Right.
do the ICSI and all that. And so she helps do that. They're her colts, but still, we wouldn't be able to have those colts out of our good mares that I
Right.
get to train.
Right.
So-
Yeah. No, it's really nice. Those owners can really make or break a program, and it's nice to see you have such a support system with her,
Oh, yeah.
and that she's allowing you to have all that input and make
Yeah.
those choices in your program.
She treats me like her grandson. Like it's
That's awesome.
when we get off the phone with each other, I say I love you every time,
That's cool.
and she says it back to me.
Yeah.
That's just our
Or she'll say it
relationship.
first to you.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just,
That's our relationship.
yeah.
That's
like,
awesome.
She's great.
And I love her like another grandma.
That's so cool. Yeah, it's, you hear so often in this industry about, as the general public, we see the open rider. But in having these conversations, you hear about all the people behind the scenes that are like literally making it possible, right?
Absolutely.
And it's cool to hear them get that recognition
Oh, for sure.
and
Well, without them,
Yeah. You're nothing.
yeah.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter how good you are.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, you'd have to start with $100 million
Yes.
to make
And throw 3/4 of it
and
away.
throw it away. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So it's cool that you have that relationship with her, and it's been fun to watch your guys' horses. They have a style and a look to them, and they're phenomenal. I love how they've come through the pen. They're so framed up and shaped pretty, and I don't know how much of that's breeding and how much of it's you, but it looks really cool. Yeah, looks really cool.
And she's not afraid to put us on some very loud colored animals.
Hey, you know what? It works though, right?
Yes.
Yep, it works. Yeah.
That's where her and your dad are a lot alike.
Yeah.
They like paints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
So is her background in cow horse or reining or?
So Janet originally had a ranch, and then when her and her first husband got a divorce, she started a garbage disposal company and a porta potty business and an embroidery business.
Wow, busy
So
woman.
She has 3, and she still works every day, all day long,
Wow.
and will chew your butt at the drop of a dime if she thinks you need it.
Yep. Kind of like your mom, it sounds like. Hardworking.
grandma.
Her and my grandmother could be full sisters.
That's
they are
funny.
one of the same humans.
I love that.
So
Yeah.
yeah, she's got a heart,
Yes.
huge heart. She's a wonderful person.
Yeah.
But if you need to be lined out, she will definitely line you out.
That's all right. I think we all need somebody like that
Yes,
in our lives, or
absolutely.
maybe a few of those people in our lives.
Right.
Keep us on the straight and narrow. So, I know you're a pivotal person within this business. I know. So behind the scenes, are you helping with the bookkeeping, the marketing,
I'm not really the marketing person. We kind of have a great friend that kind of does that for
Good.
us.
Shout
and-
out Jimmy Dominguez.
Yes, yes, 'cause the marketing is all her. Like we kind of send her the footage, and we're like, do whatever you
Something-
feel like.
Yeah.
Yes, so we can't like thank her enough. Books, yes,
And our
books.
photography lady.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to 27 Equine Marketing.
There you go.
Books and yeah,
Yeah, doctoring horses and keeping the schedule and
Trying to
remembering to
keep-
write down who got lessons when and what horses came in and out. And
billing.
There's so much that happens. We get so focused on the horse training, but there is so much that happens outside of the horse training.
yeah.
Yeah.
And, our deal's pretty unique because we still have cows. We have our goats and sheep. And, we have so much shit that takes so
I am
much
really
time.
proud of you for hauling some to the sale. Just saying.
So, it's not even that we just have that. I can't stand to not have a full plate. So,
Yeah.
I volunteer us for all kinds of fun things.
Has a hard time saying no.
Yeah.
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 But we started out with the goats because I wanted goats to work our dogs, to train our
Okay.
cattle dogs. And, you can't just have 5.
No.
because
Heavens, no.
they had babies. So we had to get 5 more, so we had something to work. And then they had babies, and now we have like 70 nannies.
Oh
And
my gosh.
Grandma
Well, that
gave me
would-
the rest of her sheep because she feels like she's too old to take care of them. So now we have the sheep too.
And we've grown the sheep herd
Yeah,
quite a bit because,
they're delicious.
yeah, we love
They are delicious,
We
yeah.
love lamb,
Yeah.
and we sell a lot of lamb.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we had to go out and buy some, and so
Yeah.
then we kept more, and then so
And you guys raise your own cattle as well, right?
Yeah, yeah. We have our, and then Dad has probably 600 cows. So we're helping him quite a bit. And he has lots of farming and that sort of thing too.
Nice. This episode is brought to you by 27 Equine Marketing, the Northwest's premier equine photography and videography company, specializing in conformation and black background photos, as well as quality show reels and sell videos. For premium content, contact us to highlight your equestrian program. 27 Productions, creating digital content for the Western world. From music videos to Western wear and product promotion, we create engaging materials that connect with your audience. We're going to end this within 49 minutes because we have taken up so much time of these sweet people's time, and I know they're busy. So
very good.
I really do appreciate you guys
That's been fun.
taking. It's been enjoyable. I've really enjoyed it. I don't know what we were talking about. What were we talking about? Sheep.
On a Rain Cowers podcast.
Of course we
Great.
were.
Yes. Glad we left off with sheep.
Of course we were talking about sheep. Why wouldn't we be? Oh my gosh.
Probably have some pictures she could like put on there. So
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. So you have sheep so that you can train your stock dogs.
Well, no.
That was the original reason we got the goats. But then Grandma gave us the rest of her band of sheep
Ah.
that she has had left from the mountain, and I couldn't let her sell them. because
No.
She didn't want to. So
Well,
So-
and you didn't want her to either.
Yeah, sentimental.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, and they are really good.
they taste good.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and like it's probably like a bloodline that she's like
Yeah, I mean,
it's like horses in
Yeah.
a way, right? Like you
Yeah.
kind of build the program.
Kinda.
Sure.
Kinda.
Sure.
Maybe. No, I don't know. I don't know jack all about sheep, so I'm just pulling this out of thin air.
we
I have
really
no
don't
idea.
need it.
So the goats you have because of
Yeah,
training dogs.
We worked the dogs on them
Do you still train dogs?
No.
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 Now you just have 70 goats.
because we make good money.
I
on
bet.
them.
No, there is a market
Like
in that.
they
Paid for
they
their-
paid our ranch payment every year.
Oh heck yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I need some goats. Here I was thinking about feet pictures and it should have been goats.
They're a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
The
they
sheep
are.
are actually kind of, they're different.
Yeah.
Like a goat will remember what hole they crawled out, and if you scare them, they will go back to that hole and go back into the field.
Oh really?
Yes. So like, but the sheep, like when they have their babies, like those babies are
They
usually
take good care of them.
Yes.
You don't have to help them. The
Oh.
goats are retarded when they have their babies.
Yeah.
That's probably plenty of goat talk.
Shall we move back to horses?
Yes.
Maybe. So, so let's talk a little bit about some advice that you would maybe give to non-pro competitors. So, if you were to give one piece of advice to a non-pro on show day, just walking up to a person, hey, you should do this today. What would make their run better?
So I try to know their strengths and try to hit on those, whether it's, your horse is a big stopper, let's run and make sure we nail those stops really good. I try not to hit on things that I know that they're weak on. And I try to be encouraging as much as possible, like, you got this, you're good, you've done this before, there's no reason to be nervous. Nerves are your body preparing to do great things, so embrace that.
That's great. That's really great. Will you stand outside the gate for me? 'Cause I think I need that advice.
But yeah, I just, you're not going to change them before they walk in their gate, so you might as well try to make it as positive as you can.
Yeah. No, I love that. Just reinforcing the positives and building up that confidence last minute before they walk in.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, mental preparation, this is one of my favorite topics. Do you two prepare differently on show day, or are you similar in the way that you prepare to walk in the show pen?
I prepare differently for each event. The things I think about, obviously in the herd, clean cuts, get off your cow clean, try to make sure you know the herd. And I'm not one of the people that can write cattle down. Like I have to watch them settle and remember all the cattle, because if I write them down, like I have this whole notebook of things I wrote down and I have no idea what the cow did. So I try to memorize the cattle as they're settling them and remember them that way. And I try to always have at least 2 cattle in every cut that I know are an option, so that I'm not limited to getting stuck on one like a border collie. Keep my options open, feel the herd, and of course position and yada yada. But to prepare for that, I probably try to just more mental in the cutting, or more physical in the cutting than mental. The herd work doesn't really make me nervous or anything, so I try to, is my horse soft, and just think about my steps. In the rein work, I try to make sure that I'm going to ride that horse for what that horse is and where that horse is. Does this horse require me to help him in a stop? Does this horse require me to keep him on a loose rein? And just try to run through my pattern itself and ride that horse mentally before I make a run mentally before I go in on that horse, and ride that horse the way I want to ride him. Feel it in my hands, in my butt, in my body, and just ride that horse a few times before I go in. For the fence work, I try to think about, where are my magnets for my cattle? Where are they being fed? Where are they being kicked out? Where have they been in the arena before? If we did herd work on them, where did they leave the arena for the herd work? Those sort of things. How sharp my corners are, how round my corners are, how the cattle have been reacting to those corners. Do they want to go deep in that corner because the gate's close there that they got kicked out of for the herd work? Is it round? I try to think about those things. And I try to think about how I want to react to the situations that the cattle are putting other people into. That also being with my body and my thoughts, and try to control my cow with my horse's body the best I can.
That's great.
Well, what do we say when you do your circles? The Flint growl.
Oh, I gotta hear
Hey,
this.
have you not heard him growl?
Apparently not.
It just kind of slips out.
What? Tell me more. I have to understand. So you growl while you're circling? While you're circling the cow?
Yeah, sometimes it happens.
Oh my gosh. We need to put a mic on him for your guys'
you
next
can
one.
hear it. You can hear it. You just, yeah.
We need to add it to your highlight reels. When we do your highlight reels, I feel like we should mic you up.
I don't think we can.
There's been, you growl a lot in this pen.
I am so watching for it this weekend. I can't even lie. I'm going to be tuned in now.
If that cow's really pushing and you're coming to the fence, he will.
Are you growling at the cow or the situation?
Well, it's more to get the cow's attention so that it's,
Yeah.
I can maneuver it the way I want.
So it's less of a hey, hey kind of situation and more of a That is amazing. I love that.
I can't believe you haven't heard it.
Well, now that you mention it,
You're always videoing.
yeah, I am, and it's very I'm so focused on
Yes,
making
you're
sure it's
yes.
in the dot in the screen,
You're
technically.
on, yeah. I
So
understand.
now I'm I'm totally tuned into this now. We might have to do like some close-ups of the face, maybe.
Yes.
In the
Yeah.
highlight reels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get
'Cause
the
it's
look.
like, yeah, I can't even.
Ain't nobody want to see that.
I do.
We talked about getting shirts made for you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I want one. I will buy one. If they
Yes.
get made, I will buy one.
Yeah.
I'll wear
That's
it, cheer in the
excessive.
stands. I think it's amazing. So what is your mental preparation before going in the show pen?
For herd work, like I really do enjoy like watching my herd get settled. Like I like going in the pen and kind of at least having an idea of like what cattle. We did it in Tulare last year, and I was like sitting in there and just listening to them talk and identifying our cattle. And then like when they got kicked out in the for the fence, I was like, oh, that's Johnny Walker, or this is like I could totally remember my cattle, and
That's awesome.
that was like very exciting for me. And
Yeah.
I love like, so it's not like when we go in and they like tell me a cow, like I can go out. I'm also famous for like panicking, like we'll pick a cow and then I'm like, I don't like it. I don't like this cow. Like, and they're like, and Telford Jake is absolutely great. Like I have the best corner help. We always do. And they're like, here's your other one. I'm like, oh, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Like,
It's funny you say that because one time he was helping me at Magic Valley, and it was my first year in the herd. I was on a fraternity horse. Like I was very green, right? Not very long ago, and I walk into the herd, and he picks a cow for me that is as far as it could possibly be away, and I immediately panicked. And he's like, "You're fine, just ride into position." And I'm like, "I don't know if I can get there."
it's so nice to have those guys and they're nice, quiet. It's okay. And like Flint's super good about that too.
He's
It's like
great.
very calming
Yes.
and like
But excited too because he was my herd help one time, and I will never forget it. It was one of my favorite moments in the herd. And again, I'm on that 3-year-old, and I'm lost. And he's like, "Go get the fluffy cow." And he was so excited about how he said it. And I was like, I started laughing. So I was like, I love how excited he is about the fluffy cow that I totally like my nerves went like out the door. And I was like, sweet, I'll go get the fluffy cow.
and that's so helpful like for
It
us. Like
is.
it's like something else to think about. And
Yeah.
so like I do like to like and like since we have Anthony and Tate, like I can go in on a horse and they'll, help get my horse ready and I can watch the cattle, like so appreciative of that. And reining, you'll see me in the back and I'll draw the pattern on my saddle horn, like do this, and I'll do it on my horn and like my turns and my stop and my backup. Like, I don't know. It's weird, but
No,
that's
it's
what
great.
I do. Like I make sure I know my it calms me down.
I do the air drawing.
Yeah.
I'm sure when people are riding by, they're like,
Yeah, but I think we all have our own little
I know.
fence work. I would like to watch some of it, but then I'm also scared that I'll get a plan stuck in my head, and I'm like, okay, this is how it's gonna go, and then your cow is completely different than all the
Yeah.
other cows you watch. So like, I'll watch some of it and have an idea, but then it's like, work your cow for what you've got. Like,
yes.
you know how to read a cow, so go work it. I need to be stronger. Like when that cow challenges me in the box, a lot of times I'll let it go push me. So like my goal is like, go get it stopped and go with it, get it stopped, push it back, and then go with it and go down the fence. And then make those decisions super fast
Right.
and not hesitate and like go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I always kind of joke. It's almost like I'm singing Kumbaya in my head during the raining because I'm like trying to like stay calm.
Yes.
And then like it's like Limp Bizkit or like Metallica when the cow comes out, right? Like I like switch stations all of a sudden. Yeah, I don't know.
And it's been like the other day, he's like, you need to relax your body going through that corner. And I'm like, what? I thought,
You mean this isn't okay?
I thought I was so relaxed. He's all, relax it more. I'm like,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
It's fun. Like,
Yeah.
so thankful that, I mean, if we were great all the time, how fun would it be? Like,
I don't know. I'd love to experience it a little bit. I mean,
I'd like to try
I mean,
it a couple
could I
times.
try it for like a year and then get back to you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But no, you're right. We definitely
Love the
learn.
challenge.
Yeah. And if it was easy, like none of us are the type, I don't think anybody in this industry is the type that would stay interested if it was easy. Like we didn't pick this because it was easy.
I think we're all like, I always, like, we're in the drug rehab. You're doing great. Keep it up.
Just keep it up.
It's good.
Just go get another hit on that cow. You'll be fine.
We get another show. We're gonna do it all over
It'll be
again.
fine. Yeah. Just ante up. It'll be okay. Yeah.
Gotta keep going to get better.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's very addicting, but it's a good addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And
healthy, right?
you get to meet all these great people, right?
Right.
And yeah, have great stories to tell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know that you guys have to go school horses, and we are encouraging on 9 p.m. So I'm going to let you guys go back to work. But I cannot tell you how grateful I am for you guys agreeing to be on the show.
Well, thank you for having us.
Of course.
I can't believe you wanted us.
Are you kidding? You guys were at the top. Like, there was like, I need these people when I made the list. You guys were right on up there at the top. Yeah,
These are
absolutely.
Weirdos. They're gonna be some
No.
good stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we had sheep and goats, and like, there's plenty of entertainment, but and great content, and I just want to say I really admire your coaching, and your program, and I don't know if you want this out there, but if anybody is looking for someone in the industry, where would they find you?
Alabama.
Alabama,
No.
under the Top Gun.
Yeah, under all the jets.
Under the jets. It's like rehearsed, though. I will say it is so funny. Like you'd be like in the middle of a conversation, everybody just pauses, trains on their horse for a second, and picks right back up. And I'm like, this is so funny. Like, yeah, it works out.
But you can go to our Lee Stock Horses page, or you can contact me directly. with my
Yeah.
cell phone, 775-722-5148.
Perfect. Well, I wish you guys all the luck this week, and you down at the Derby in Scottsdale.
Thank you.
And I will see you guys at the Winnemucca show.
Okay.
Sounds great. Can't
All
wait to
right.
see you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys, for coming along for the ride, and don't forget, use more leg.